A big piece of news coming in the fallout of the Montreal Canadiens losing in the Stanley Cup final is the status of Shea Weber. It looks as if he might be too banged up to play again, let alone play next season. And every time I think of Shea Weber, I think of those final moments in Game 5 of that Stanley Cup final series when every player on the team was going to him, giving him a hug or a handshake. And it really makes me think all those players probably knew this was as good of a chance. This was the best chance they were ever going to have to win one for Shea Weber. And it looks as if that might have been his last chance, barring some unforeseen circumstance coming up. Were you surprised to hear that Shea Weber's career very well might be over? And how do the Canadiens go about replacing him?
Well, that scene of all the players coming up and hugging him or whatever, and Shea Weber almost in tears, a man who rarely shows any kind of emotion. Marc Bergevin, when asked afterwards if he knew that Weber might be playing his last game, said he didn't, but it certainly looked like some of his teammates did by that reaction after the game. So he might have let some of them know just the amount of pain he was playing through. Was I surprised? Yes, because I thought he played his best hockey since he's been with the Canadiens during the playoffs. I thought he was outstanding. He was 23 or 25 minutes. Second in the team in ice time behind Ben Sherrod. Played all different situations, power play, PK. They went with the 4 Clydesdales, tons of ice time. And Shea Weber played really, really well. He was the man mountain. He was mean. He was in clearing bodies in front of the net. I mean, as I said, the best hockey I've seen him play since he was here. So I was surprised to find out how bad the injuries he was dealing with were afterwards. It just shows what kind of a warrior Shea Weber is to be able to play through that. I mean, they were talking about how it was so difficult for him just to get prepared to go on the ice for a practice, but he wouldn't take a practice off. He wanted to be on the ice with his teammates for practices. So that says a lot about Shea Weber, the man, as well as Shea Weber, the hockey player. It's sad to see his career end in this way. He never won a Stanley Cup, got to the final, came so close. A lot of mileage on that body between the NHL, between the Olympics, between World Cup of hockey, playing tons of minutes and hard minutes, always playing against the other team's best players. But that contract that he signed, that 14-year, $110 million contract that Nashville was forced to match after the Philadelphia Flyers offer sheet. I've mentioned this before on previous episodes of this show. Predators GM David Boyle, when he matched that contract, knew that he was going to have to trade it because it was a ridiculous contract. And it's ironic now that if he does retire, Nashville is going to be on the hook for $4.9 million in salary cap hit for the duration of the contract. So I think at this point, Shea Weber is going to take this year off. Maybe he feels better near the end of the season and we see a Kucherov situation where he comes back. Maybe once his body, right now, I'm sure after the playoffs, like, I can't do this anymore. I'm done. And then maybe after 6 months not playing, maybe he'll want to come back. But I mean, I have a feeling at this point in his life, Shea Weber has a wife, I believe has 3 young kids, nice home out in Kelowna. And I think he's put his body through enough. And I think he probably wants to be able to play with his kids, play golf when he's retired and have a good quality of life. So I'd be surprised if Shea Weber plays again in the NHL.
I mean, the way he handled himself and the way he played obviously was just outstanding. And I mean, if this knee and ankle and thumb injury is a career ender, I would be really surprised. And we'll see where this goes, but I don't know. I'm not totally sold that he's finished. His career is over. I know everybody is saying a lot contrary to that, but here's a guy that obviously loves the game, unless they're telling us something that we maybe we're not wanting to hear. But the bottom line is he performed well with those injuries. Can they repair it? Can he take some time off and then show up again later on? I'm still thinking there's a possibility, and obviously, if not, huge loss in the dressing room, outside the dressing room. And I think we're going to have to wait and see. And time will tell.
Yeah, I agree with you, Rick, especially since that announcement came from Marc Bergevin at the end of the Habs season. I was kind of anticipating maybe in the next few weeks we'd hear from Shea Weber and get it from him and what exactly is going on. Nothing's been said yet, so you have to think that he's really exploring all the options to see what he can do in order to still play a few more years. And it's just heartbreaking because of how close they came to winning the Stanley Cup. I think if they won the Stanley Cup and then he got this news from the doctors, I think it would have been a lot easier for him to walk away from the game. But the fact that they came so close, he wasn't able to accomplish his ultimate goal. And this is the life he's known for the entire time. It is just a very hard pill to swallow. And it's just, I can't imagine what Shea Weber's going through right now.
I'm hoping Shea Weber speaks with us at some point in the future, just to let us know what he went through. He might not. I mean, he doesn't like talking to the media at all. He never has. He's always been a man of very few words, a private man. He might just disappear into the sunset. But you got to look back to the 2017-18 season when he broke his foot in the first game of the season, took a shot off the foot, and then he played 25 games on a broken foot. And that led to the tendon problems in his foot that eventually needed to be operated on. So in hindsight, when you look back, that wasn't a smart decision to have him play on a broken foot for as long as he did. I believe, we don't know for certain, but I believe that foot problem might be the biggest problem he has right now. The most painful one. I know it was a delicate surgery that they had to do on that. But it's just Shea Weber. I mean, he's not gonna take a game off. He's like Brendan Gallagher. If he can walk and he can skate, he's gonna play. And he did. And maybe if he could go back in time, he might wish that he had not played on that broken foot, but he did, and he did because he's Shea Weber, and that's what he does.
And at this time of his life, priority maybe his quality of life. He doesn't want to, have these type of pains through his later years. And look at. We don't know exactly the extent of what the damages are there, but I'm sure that we're going to find out eventually that there's something there that either they can repair or it'll never be repaired, and he has to get on with his life and enjoy without having to deal with pain every day.
Yeah, I mean, we think Shea Weber's old. For hockey, he's old. He's 35, going to be 36, but in real life, he's a young man. At 36 and most other professions, your career is just starting to take off. It's coming over. He's got a lot of life, a lot of years in front of him with his young family. I wish him nothing but the best, whether he comes back or he doesn't come back. I mean, quality of life is not just hockey. Quality of life is more important than just playing hockey.
And with that, that brings the end to this bonus episode. Let us know in the comments section, not only, if you think Shea Weber's career is done for real, but who the Canadiens should get out to replace him, because it's pretty clear a Shea Weber-sized void, considering what he's meant to this organization, is going to be pretty tough for them to fill. So let us know in the comment section who you think the Canadiens should go after in free agency or otherwise to replace Shea Weber. Subscribe to the YouTube channel here and visit hockeyinsideout.com to check out our full episode released earlier this week.